Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive deep into some fascinating AI work today?
Always excited to explore the world of AI. Who are we focusing on today?
We're taking a closer look at Hanghang Tong, really a leading figure in AI.
Oh, an excellent choice. His work is quite impressive. Bridging those complex theories with actual real-world applications, not an easy feat.
Right, and that's exactly what caught my eye. The AIVIPS.org essay about him really showcases that.
AIVIPS.org, always a fantastic resource for insights into these brilliant minds.
Absolutely. So to give us a bit of a foundation, could you sketch out Tom's journey for us? How did he become such a prominent name in AI?
Well, he's got a rock-solid academic background, that's for sure. It started at Tsinghua University in China, known for their intense computer science and math programs. Then on to Carnegie Mellon for his PhD, another AI powerhouse, worked with some of the top minds in the field.
Yeah, like Christos Felixos, of legend in data mining and machine learning, right? But I saw that connection in the AIVIP's essay. Seems like a pretty big influence.
Absolutely pivotal. Working with Felixos at Carnegie Mellon is where Tong really got into graph mining, which, has become central to his work.
Graph mining sounds super complex, but I'm guessing it's also incredibly important for AI. Can we break that down a bit?
Sure. Picture this. A huge network of connected points, kind of like, say, a social media platform. Each point or node is an entity, and the lines between them, the edges, show the relationships. Graph mining, it's about pulling out meaningful patterns and insights from these networks.
So it's understanding how things are connected and how those connections drive behavior, outcomes, all that.
Bingo. And it's got huge implications. Take social networks. Graph mining can show how information spreads, find those super influential users, even detect misinformation patterns.
Wow. And I bet in cybersecurity, it's used to analyze all that network traffic, spot those red flags that might mean a threat, right?
You got it. Spotting anomalies, predicting attack vectors, it's all in the mix.
Now, this is where Tom's work really shines, right? The AIVIP's essay mentioned this thing called a fast random walk with restart algorithm.
Oh yeah, that's one of his big contributions. Think of it like, instead of just static connections, it simulates this random walk through the network, restarting at different points. By looking at these walks, the algorithm figures out the most influential nodes, the ones most visited, biggest impact on information flow, that kind of thing.
So not just who's connected to whom, but the strength, the direction, how information actually flows. Fascinating.
And the cool part, it's super efficient, even with those massive data sets we're dealing with these days.
Which brings us to big data, another area where Tong's made a real mark. It's overwhelming how much data is generated every second. How do we even make sense of it?
It's a huge challenge, and that's precisely why Tong's work is so important. He's come up with computational frameworks built specifically for handling this massive data. What's fascinating, he uses graph-based approaches to organize and analyze it all, making it possible to pull out meaningful insights that would just get lost otherwise.
So instead of drowning, we can actually use the data to understand those complex systems, make clear decisions.
Exactly. Our world is interconnected, right? Social interactions, finances, even biological processes, everything's linked. Graphs are like this powerful way to model and analyze all those connections.
That makes a lot of sense. Any concrete examples of how Tong's work is being used for real-world problems? Especially interested in how it's tackling challenges in social networks and cybersecurity.
Oh, tons of examples. In social networks, it helps us understand user behavior, make platforms better, even fight misinformation. Cybersecurity, it's being used to spot those anomalies in network traffic. Could mean a security breach. It's shaping the digital world as we know it.
Incredible to see these abstract concepts having such a real impact on our lives. But can we go a bit deeper into some of these applications? I'd love to hear how his research tackles specific problems, maybe in social networks, cybersecurity, even healthcare. I know he's making waves there too.
Absolutely. Let's start with social networks. Okay, so imagine a company's launching a new product. They got to get the word out, right? But to the right people, those who are influential. This is where Tong's work on influence maximization comes in. His algorithms can actually pinpoint those key individuals, helping to make those marketing campaigns way more effective.
So it's not just blasting it out to everyone. It's about targeting those who really have the reach, the influence within that network.
Exactly. And think about it, this applies to public health campaigns too. Getting important messages out during a crisis. Finding those influential people means those messages actually reach a wider audience, have a bigger impact.
Yeah, especially in today's world with all the misinformation flying around. Speaking of which, cybersecurity, how's Tong's work being used to combat threats there? The essay mentioned anomaly detection being key.
Anomaly detection. Absolutely crucial in cybersecurity. Think of all that network traffic flowing through a system. Tong's algorithms analyze that data, searching for unusual patterns, anything that deviates from the norm. Those anomalies, they could be a sign of something malicious, a hacker trying to get in.
It's like having this super sensitive alarm system, picking up even the tiniest hints of a cyber attack.
Great analogy. And it gets even better. Tong's research goes beyond just detection. He's working on predictive models. They can anticipate attacks. By looking at historical data, finding those patterns, these models can actually recognize the early warning signs.
It's almost like having a crystal ball for cyber threats. Amazing how that level of foresight could change the game in cybersecurity.
It has the potential, for sure. And you know what's really exciting? Tong's work isn't just limited to the digital world. It's making a splash in healthcare, especially in genomics.
Genomics. Always been fascinating to me, like exploring the very blueprint of life.
Yeah.
How is Tong's work contributing to the advancements there?
Think of our DNA as this vast network of genes, all interacting in these intricate ways. These interactions affect everything, our traits, susceptibility to diseases, you name it. Tong's work is helping us unravel these complex relationships.
So it's like using graph mining to map out the interconnectedness of our genes, understand how they impact our overall health.
Exactly. And this understanding. Huge implications for healthcare. For instance, Tong's algorithms can help pinpoint those biomarkers that predict the risk of developing certain diseases.
That's incredible. So potentially identifying those at higher risk for certain conditions, early intervention, maybe even prevention.
Exactly. And it goes further. His work's contributing to the development of personalized medicine, tailoring treatments to an individual's specific genetic makeup.
Moving away from that one-size-fits-all approach in healthcare, that's amazing.
It is. And this is just the beginning. His research is shedding light on the mechanisms of diseases at a molecular level, paving the way for better treatments, even cures.
It's remarkable how graph mining can be applied to such diverse fields. From marketing on social media to cybersecurity to personalized medicine, it's really showcasing its power to unlock insights from these complex systems.
It truly is. And as we generate more and more data, the importance of graph mining will just keep growing. But what's equally impressive about Tong is his focus on the ethical side of AI. It's not just about building powerful algorithms, it's about using them responsibly.
That's a crucial point. The AI VIP's essay mentioned his work on explainable AI. That seems to be a key part of that ethical framework. Can you tell us a bit more about it? What is explainable AI, and why is it so important as these systems become more a part of our lives?
Explainable AI, or XAI, it's all about transparency, making AI systems more understandable. It's not enough for an AI to just give a prediction or make a decision. We need to know the why behind it.
So not just about getting the right answer, but understanding how the AI got there.
Exactly. And this is essential for building trust in these systems, especially in fields like healthcare, finance, criminal justice, where the stakes are high.
I see that. If we're going to rely on AI to make these important decisions, we need to be confident they're based on sound logic, not just some mysterious black box.
Absolutely. And Tong's work on XAI is right at the forefront of this. He's creating frameworks, techniques that allow us to peek into the workings of these complex AI systems, making them more transparent, more accountable.
That's reassuring, especially as AI becomes more and more prevalent in our lives. What about the future? The essay hinted at some of Tong's visions. Sounds like he's got some big ideas. What are some of those exciting possibilities on the horizon?
One of the most exciting things is integrating graph mining with deep learning. Deep learning, it's a powerful type of machine learning, involves training those artificial neural networks, recognizing patterns, making predictions.
I've heard a lot about deep learning. It seems to be behind so many of the recent breakthroughs in AI, from image recognition to language processing.
Exactly. And Tong thinks combining deep learning with graph mining could lead to AI systems that are even more powerful, more adaptable. Imagine AI that can not only learn from this massive data, but understand the complex relationships within it, represented as graphs.
That sounds incredibly powerful. What kind of applications could we see from that?
The possibilities are huge. Think about drug discovery. Using these advanced AI systems to analyze all that biological data, finding new drug targets, predicting how effective new treatments will be.
That could completely change healthcare as we know it. Any other areas where Tom sees this integration making a big impact?
He's also talked about developing real-time AI systems, systems that can analyze and respond to data as it's happening. Imagine financial markets where AI is monitoring everything, spotting patterns, making predictions instantly, potentially preventing crises, optimizing trading strategies, all in real time.
It's like having an AI that can react instantly to the ever-changing world around it. But with all this powerful AI, it's important to keep in mind the ethical considerations. How does Tong see the future unfolding in terms of ethical and responsible AI use?
That's a key question, and Tong has been a strong voice for ethical AI development. He believes that as AI gets more powerful, we have to make sure it's used for good, that it doesn't make existing societal inequalities worse. He's particularly concerned about bias in AI systems.
Bias in AI is a huge concern. We've seen cases where it's perpetuated existing biases, leading to unfair, discriminatory outcomes. What does Tong propose for tackling that?
Transparency and accountability in AI development, those are key for him. We have to understand how these systems work, ensure that the data used to train them is diverse, represents the populations they're meant to serve.
Makes sense. We can't expect fair and unbiased AI if it's built on data that reflects those existing societal biases. It sounds like Tong's really taking a proactive approach to ethical AI.
He is, and he's inspiring a whole new generation of researchers to do the same. But beyond the technical and ethical aspects, there's another part of Tong's vision for AI that I find really interesting: human-AI collaboration.
That's intriguing. There are so many concerns about AI replacing jobs, even surpassing human intelligence. How does Tong see human-AI collaboration fitting in with those concerns?
He sees AI not as a replacement, but as this powerful tool to enhance what humans can do, helping us solve those complex problems that we just couldn't tackle alone. He envisions a future where humans and AI work together, each using their unique strengths to reach those common goals.
It's a much more optimistic view than we often hear. What might that collaboration look like in reality?
Imagine a team of doctors working alongside an AI system to diagnose and treat patients. The AI could analyze huge amounts of medical data, finding patterns, suggesting diagnoses that the human doctors might miss. Then the doctors, they use their expertise, their experience to evaluate those suggestions, make the final call, create a personalized treatment plan.
That's a great example of AI enhancing human abilities, not replacing them. It's a good reminder that even with all the advancements, human judgment, human expertise, those are still essential.
Exactly. And Tong believes this human-AI collaboration is not just beneficial, it's necessary for tackling the big challenges facing our world. He sees AI as this tool for solving problems like climate change, poverty, disease, but only if we use it wisely, responsibly.
It's inspiring to hear about his vision for AI improving the human condition, tackling those big problems.
It is. But it's important to remember, this future isn't guaranteed. It takes careful planning, ethical considerations, ongoing dialogue to make sure AI benefits everyone.
Absolutely. This deep dive into Hanghang Tong's work has been a great reminder of the incredible potential of AI and just how crucial it is to use it responsibly.
I agree. It's been a fascinating journey exploring how his research is pushing the boundaries while also shaping the ethical and societal side of this rapidly changing field.
This has been incredibly insightful. I'm even more curious about Tong's work now and about AI as a whole.
I definitely encourage you to dig deeper into that AI VIP's essay. It's a fantastic overview of his contributions and his vision for AI.
I'm definitely going to do that. Anything else you'd like to add before we finish up?
I think we've covered a lot of ground. Tong's groundbreaking research, his applications in all these different fields, his focus on ethical AI, his vision for human-AI collaboration. It's been quite a discussion.
A truly remarkable journey through the world of AI, guided by one of its leading figures. It leaves me with a sense of awe at what AI can do and a renewed appreciation for using it wisely.
I couldn't agree more, and that's a perfect note to end on.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this deep dive into Hanghang Tong's work. Hope you found it as fascinating as we did.
And remember, the future of AI is in our hands. Let's make it a future that benefits everyone.
Wrapping up our deep dive into Hanghang Tong's work, I'm really struck by just how much he's contributed and how diverse it is.
It is pretty amazing, isn't it, how he's had such an impact across so many fields: social networks, cybersecurity, healthcare, genomics.
And it's not just the algorithms themselves. It's thinking about the bigger picture, the ethics, the impact on society.
Yeah, that's what makes him a real leader in AI. He's not just focused on the tech. He really cares about using it responsibly for the good of humanity.
The AI VIP's essay really highlights that, how Tong sees the potential of AI for solving these huge challenges, but also the risks if we don't do it ethically.
It's a tough balance, but I think he's doing a fantastic job, pushing the boundaries, but always advocating for transparency, accountability, putting humans at the center.
Has he been recognized for his work? By the AI community, I mean, for all these contributions.
Definitely. He's won a ton of awards, including the NSF Career Award. That's a big one for young researchers in science and engineering.
Wow, that's a serious honor. Speaks volumes about the quality of his work, its impact.
Absolutely. And it's not just academia. His work has actually shaped AI policy, industry standards, especially in areas like big data ethics and graph-based AI.
So he's not just changing research, he's changing how AI is used in the real world. That's real impact.
It really is, and it shows how important it is to have people like Tong, not just brilliant minds, but thoughtful leaders, shaping AI responsibly.
This deep dive has been eye-opening, honestly. I knew AI was moving fast, but I didn't realize just how much people like Tong are pushing those limits and grappling with these ethical questions.
It's an exciting field, and we're just seeing the beginning of what AI can do.
Before we finish, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. We've talked a lot about the technical side, but there's a bigger question here about AI's role in society.
Absolutely. What kind of future do we want with AI? How do we ensure it helps humanity, makes the world more just, more equitable?
Those are the big questions everyone should be thinking about as AI becomes more and more a part of our lives.
Couldn't agree more. We need to have these open, honest conversations, talk about the benefits and the risks, work together to make sure AI is used for good.
This deep dive into Hanghang Tong's work has been a great start to those conversations. It's given us a look into the forefront of AI research, the ethical questions that are shaping its future.
If you're interested in learning more about his work, definitely check out the essay on aivips.org. It's a great read.
And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this journey into AI. We hope you enjoyed exploring the amazing work of Hanghang Tong and the exciting possibilities that lie ahead.
As we close this deep dive, remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's up to all of us to shape it, to make it reflect our values, our hopes for the world. Let's use this technology to create a future that's innovative and just.